I was at the secondary music school in Wrocław when Professor Adam Szmar, who taught chamber music, recognized me as a potential first violinist and urged me to form a string quartet. The compulsory course at Warsaw Conservatory was in my case focused on the string quartet. My fascination with solo and chamber virtuosity allowed me to fully strive to be a musician fulfilled in my artistic vocation. But for the string quartet and the ample list of masterpieces created for such a group, I would have never fully known the divine message of music, the ideal hint how to pursue perfection. I would never experience the nearly half-a-century friendship I was shown by the magnificent artists and people Paweł Łosakiewicz, Ryszard Duś and Marian Wasiłka. Tadeusz Gadzina. Family tradition in the Łosakiewicz family inspired the young generation to play chamber music. At first I played in a trio and a string quartet made of students of the secondary music school in Bielsko-Biała. The first success came when I was the second-year student of the Warsaw Conservatory. Professor Tadeusz Gadzina offered me work with a string quartet as a second violinist. I took the offer and we have worked together ever since. My relation with such a magnificent art and musicians always gives me much pleasure and satisfaction. As a second violinist, I have played throughout the world for the last 50 years. Although chamber music is chiefly for the elite, its artistic values are nickeled. There is nothing like playing in a string quartet. Experiencing and creating chamber music is something I have always cherished. Making music with the Wilanow String Quartet is something I value very highly. Professor Paweł Łosakiewicz. string quartet is a chamber group consisting of 4 musicians of similar music sensitivity. It is a fully independent group which is totally mobile. All you need is a hall, 4 chairs, stands, and the public, of course. There are a lot of quartet pieces from early classicism up to the present time, stylistically diversified, allowing for a free creation of music. An opportunity of working with composers who write new pieces also gives much satisfaction. Another important aspect of a quartet's activity is studio work with a master producer. The biggest advantage of playing in the quartet is that the 4 of us are always together. As a rule, a soloist is alone with his problems. He experiences his ups and downs in solitude, as sometimes happens in our lives. That is why I absolutely prefer working with the quartet. Professor Ryszard Duś, violist. I grew up in an atmosphere full of music. At the primary school I studied the piano, but the school orchestra lacked cellists, and that is how my real adventure with the cello and music began. I was still at the conservatory when I started work as the cello's group concertmaster of the Zielona Góra Symphony Orchestra. After that came other orchestras at home and abroad. At the National Philharmonic, I had an opportunity to work with outstanding conductors and soloists. Witold Lutosławski encouraged me to play chamber music, and he recommended me to the Wilanow Quartet. I could not perform both duties, so I gave up work at the Philharmonic. I took some serious challenges, like the recording of quartets by Beethoven and Lutosławski, awarded with a Diapason d'Or, the French monthly that assessed records from around the world. Few Polish quartets won that. In late 2015, my weak health made me leave the quartet. We had played together for 38 years. Marian Wasiłka, cello.